Welcome back, everyone. Tonight, we're breaking down an absolutely thrilling Thursday night football matchup between the Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys. This wasn't just any game. Both teams desperately needed this victory to keep their playoff dreams alive. Let's dive into all the action from Detroit. The opening half set the tone for what would become an intense battle. Detroit established dominance early, building a commanding 20-9 advantage by halftime. The game started conservatively, with both squads trading field goals on their initial possessions. After both teams punted on their second attempts, Detroit capitalized on excellent field positioning. The Lions marched 47 yards across 6 plays, with running back Jahmyr Gibbs punching it in from 1 yard out for the opening touchdown. This score marked Gibbs' 14th touchdown of the season, tying him with Davante Adams for second place in the league. Only Jonathan Taylor has more, with 17. But the real standout of that opening half was Lions linebacker Jack Campbell. His impact was felt throughout. First, he recorded a crucial third down sack that gave Detroit favorable field position, leading to their first touchdown. Later, Campbell made an incredible hustle play, stripping the football from tight end Jake Ferguson. Defensive back Brian Branch recovered, once again giving the Lions offense prime real estate. 4 plays after that turnover, David Montgomery exploded through the Dallas defensive line for a spectacular 35-yard touchdown run. It was a thing of beauty. Both teams added field goals right before halftime, but the damage was done. Dallas struggled with penalties, turnovers, and significant pressure on their quarterback, who was sacked 3 times in the first half alone. However, kicker Brandon Aubrey kept them within striking distance with 3 successful field goals. The second half opened disastrously for the Cowboys. On literally the very first offensive snap, Detroit's defense jumped a slant route. The deflection landed in the hands of linebacker Derek Barnes, giving the Lions yet another short field to work with. Detroit wasted no time. Quarterback Jared Goff connected with Isaac Tislaw for a touchdown, extending their lead significantly. Dallas responded with determination, though. They assembled an impressive drive that culminated with running back Javonte Williams powering through from 1 yard out to narrow the deficit. But this drive came at a cost. Star receiver CeeDee Lamb took a hard fall while attempting to secure a touchdown catch. He landed awkwardly on his head and had to leave the game. Shortly after, he was officially ruled out with a concussion. Lamb finished with 6 receptions for 121 yards, a solid performance cut tragically short. The Lions continued their ground assault. Their rushing attack, which had been contained for much of the evening, finally found rhythm. Detroit put together a time-consuming drive that ate nearly 6 minutes off the clock. The drive concluded with a 46-yard field goal by Jake Bates, pushing their lead back to 11 points with just under 12 minutes remaining. Dallas attempted to answer, but frustration mounted. Wide receiver George Pickens had a particularly rough sequence. First, he was flagged for offensive pass interference on 3rd and 9. Then, on 3rd and 19, he appeared to give minimal effort on his route, allowing the defender to easily break up the intended pass. Despite the disappointing drive, Brandon Aubrey remained automatic. He drilled a remarkable 63-yard field goal, his 7th make from 50-plus yards this season, tied for 3rd most in the entire league. Detroit pushed into Dallas territory again, but on 3rd and 5, there appeared to be confusion between receivers Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. St. Brown was credited with a drop, though something clearly went wrong with the play design or communication. On the following play, Sam Williams broke through and blocked Jake Bates' 52-yard field goal attempt, a huge momentum shift for Dallas. The Cowboys capitalized on this defensive stand. They marched down the field and quarterback Dak Prescott found Ryan Flournoy completely uncovered for a 42-yard touchdown strike. Detroit's defense had completely busted the coverage. Prescott then connected with Jake Ferguson on the 2-point conversion, suddenly making it just a 3-point game. The stadium was electric. This game was far from over. Detroit needed to respond, and they did.
On 3rd and 6, Goff stood strong in the pocket despite pressure and hit Jameson Williams streaking across the field for a 29-yard gain. A roughing the passer penalty added 15 more yards, placing Detroit in the red zone. The Lions weren't settling for a field goal this time. Jahmyr Gibbs took the handoff and broke free for his second rushing touchdown of the night. The Cowboys' run defense had largely contained him throughout the game, but not on this critical play. Gibbs finished with 106 yards from scrimmage and those 2 crucial touchdowns. These offenses were going blow for blow, neither willing to back down. What an absolute battle in Detroit. Both teams showed incredible heart and determination. The Lions' defensive front, led by Jack Campbell's dominant performance, made the difference in creating short fields and controlling the line of scrimmage. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery provided the offensive firepower on the ground. For Dallas, despite the valiant effort and Brandon Aubrey's perfection from distance, the turnovers and penalties proved too costly. Losing CeeDee Lamb to a concussion in the second half was a devastating blow they couldn't overcome. This game had everything: big plays, momentum swings, injuries, and playoff implications on the line. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.